Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have the new Dior spring collection. I did purchase the Mitzah collection and I have a lot of thoughts about this collection. If you guys are interested in Dior's new spring collection, then please continue watching. Before I get into the spring collection, I do want to share with you this. This is a gift from Dior. I did reach platinum status on the Dior website and I received the platinum gift. I was so excited to put this into my cart. I have been wanting this. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. And if you reach platinum status, what you receive from Dior is this beautiful Dior water bottle and a Capture Total Intensive Essence lotion. Now this is a full-size product. So beautiful. I'm so excited to use these and I absolutely love the bottle. I think it is so cute. It's a glass bottle and it does have a little silicone sleeve on there so that it doesn't break. And this essence here, I have not used it before, so I'm really excited to try it out. I just think it is such a cute little gift. I do love that Dior has this loyalty program. I think that it really helps with the retention of their customers and the fact that the gifts are high quality. So they do send large full products and also just really unique gifts that you don't see anywhere else. And I think that that's what really makes them more unique than other companies. Even though I feel that other companies are kind of heading in that same direction, but I'm not sure that they're going to give this quality type of gifts that Dior has been. So let me show you what I got from the collection. So first off, we have a gift with purchase. So I got this little tote bag, which I think is so cute for travel. And inside we have some skincare. So we have the Capture Total Cell Energy cream. I believe this is a moisturizer. I haven't used this before, but it is a very nice size. So even though it's a sample, it is one of the larger samples. And then I received a sample of the Capture Total Le Serum as well. So this is going to be really nice with the lotion. So I'm really excited to use those. I did purchase the Mitzah palette. This is a 10 shade eyeshadow palette. Very different for Dior. And with the order, I did receive this little lipstick holder. Now I thought this was going to be kind of like a plastic, really great quality type of complimentary gift, but it's actually made out of thick cardboard. So that was kind of a letdown when I received it, but still really nice as a gift. And you can really put any of the Dior lipsticks in here. It does have the same kind of embroidery that the Mitzah palette has. So just a really cute type of leopard print all over. And I just feel like it was a cute complimentary little gift. I'll tell you, when pictures did come out for this palette, I was really intrigued because this is very different for Dior. They haven't really come out with a 10 shade eyeshadow palette per se. At first I thought this was a full face palette and that's not the case. It's actually all eyeshadows, but looking at the colors, I really feel that it really is a full all over kind of face palette. Okay, so this is the palette itself. So it does have this beautiful leopard print. So let's talk about the leopard print. I'm not against the leopard print at all. I do love the packaging. I think it is absolutely beautiful, but could they not have waited for the fall season? I think this would have looked beautiful for the fall season. And if they had this in the outside of the packaging and then inside with a bunch of brown shades, kind of really gorgeous sultry type of shades, this would have been an awesome palette. Why did they release this during the spring season? I just don't understand. I do understand that this is a muse for Dior, or it is inspired by Dior's muse, and the whole leopard kind of print looks really pretty. But still, why the spring season? And I think that a lot of people that love leopard print would really appreciate this palette, but I do feel that they really should have waited for the fall season just because it really screams fall all over. And then when you open it, it kind of looks like a spring palette. Really, both of these shades do not go well together. The color story and the actual packaging, I feel like it's kind of screaming against each other. You have fall vibe here, and then when you open it, you have a more spring vibe. Perhaps if they had used the Miss Dior type of embroidery on the outside of the palette, that would have looked like a spring palette for sure. So I think that they really missed out on this one. They could have really sold this palette so well if they had left it for the fall, had fall-like shades inside. Would have been a beautiful palette. Nonetheless, this is the new Mitzah palette for the spring season, and this is what it looks like. It does have leopard print, so if you are a fan of leopard print, you are going to love this. It has the Christian Dior embroidered right in the middle, kind of like their Lady Dior bag, even though I feel like it doesn't have the same quality as a Lady Dior bag. Even though this does have the same kind of inspiration as the Lady Dior bags, I am glad that the material isn't the same type, just because this is a makeup palette and it will get dirty. I mean, just using it even today, you know, using the eyeshadows, your fingers, because I tend to use my fingers when I apply eyeshadow, and just touching this, I feel like it does stay clean, but if it was the material like the Lady Dior bags, this is going to get so dirty, but this does stay clean and it is very easy to clean as well. Now, I do love the shades. I think they are so beautiful. They really are. It does scream spring. I love the transition from the light to the dark. It really does look like these two shades are bronzers, and then you have the highlighters right over here, and then the eyeshadow in the middle. That's what it looks like, but this is all supposed to be eyeshadow. If you are new to my channel, with my eye looks, I tend to go for an everyday type of look. Things that we all normally would wear on a day-to-day basis, and things that are actually pretty easy for us to really wear. On my eyes today, I did apply this brown shade right over here. Now, this kind of looked orange on my skin tone, and by the way, these shades are very pigmented, and when I say pigmented, they are extremely pigmented. So a little bit goes a long way, and you do need to pat this on the back of your hand as you're kind of dipping the brush in. Just pat it on the back of your hand and then apply it onto your eyes, and they do blend very beautifully. So the quality of the eyeshadows are definitely there. We don't have that much shimmer in this palette, which I love. I do appreciate they kind of have like a matte type of shades, and they do have satin finish type of shades, which look stunning on the eyes. Next, I went in with this pretty kind of red undertoned pink, and I used that as a transition, and my goodness, is this very pigmented as well. I went ahead and put that on the outer corner of my eye. I kind of started at the tip of my eye and kind of blended it out kind of upwards, and I think it looks really stunning. I really wanted to use these two pink shades. I think they are beautiful satin shades, so I went ahead and went in with this gorgeous pink. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite pink in this whole palette. It's just so beautiful. It gives that iridescent type of silky feel, and it looks gorgeous on the eyes. I did use my fingers here, so I went ahead and patted this into kind of the middle of my eye, and then I used this satin kind of shade right over here, which is more of like a babyish type of pink, and I added that into my inner quarter. Then I added a wing eyeliner, some mascara, and I think this looks gorgeous. It really is a pretty palette altogether. It's like even the shades, they can be just a one and done. If you are really in a rush, you could just kind of add one shade onto your eyelid and you should be good to go. There's really not a lot of shimmer in these eyeshadows, so I feel like they are quite forgiving. Even their silky type of feel, it just really is a gorgeous palette. I just zoomed you guys in because we are going to use this palette as a full face palette. So I don't have any blush and I don't have any bronzer at all. I just have my foundation, concealer, and my eye look all done. But let's go ahead and use this palette elsewhere. I am going to use this bronzer brush, and I'm just going to go into this brown shade right here. I'm not going to use this one just because I felt like this shade over here looked really orange on me, as an eyeshadow at least, but let's go ahead and go into this one. Look at how pigmented that is. All right, so we're just gonna tap the excess off on the back of my hand, and then we're just gonna work it as a bronzer. Look, even with patting it, look at how pigmented that is. I'm just using a beauty blender to blend that in. Okay. So it can work. It is really dark, but we can make it work. With bronzers, I tend to like bronzers that are not too pigmented like this, for starters. Just something that kind of gives me that sun-kissed type of glow. But this is such a huge palette that I feel that you can kind of multi-purpose it for other uses. As you can see, it is very easy to kind of blend into your skin. Kind of with whatever else I have on my brush, just kind of going to put it all over. So not my favorite as a bronzer, but I did still want to try it out. Now this is $130, so it is very expensive. So I definitely want to get more use out of it than just an eyeshadow palette, especially since it's such a large palette. So you never really will use all of this up if you don't. Now let's try some of these shades as a blush. I think this is going to look very beautiful as a blush. So I'm just going to grab this pink shade here, which is very pretty. Again, really pigmented. And then we're going to mix the shade right here. Just a gorgeous satin baby pink. Ooh, really pretty. Okay. Yes, I love that. You just need to be very careful. Again, this is extremely pigmented. As you can see the difference. Really pretty though. Then again, I always love grabbing a beauty blender and just patting, especially the edges, just to make my makeup kind of look flawless. So that gets rid of any kind of harsh edges. And this is a really pretty blush. So there is the palette used as a bronzer and a blush. So I do have to say that for a bronzer, this is probably not my favorite. I would keep these as eyeshadow shades for sure. Just with my skin tone, this does not work as a bronzer. But for a blush, I really like it as a blush. I think it's really pretty. That satin finish really gives that glow. Next, I really want to try this shade over here as a highlighter. So I'm just going to use my finger and just add this. Oh yes, okay. This is definitely beautiful as a highlighter. It just has that gorgeous sheen to it. Just for some comparisons, if you guys are wondering whether or not the Miss Dior palette is similar to this one, I can tell you that it definitely is not. They both look completely different. As you can see side by side, even though both of them are very much pink type of palettes, they do look extremely different. So they are not dupes of each other. I do feel that the closest palette that I have that is similar would have to be the Pillow Talk palette by Charlotte Tilbury, and this kind of palette right over here. I feel like both of these are kind of similar to each other. They do have similar shades. I think the Charlotte Tilbury has more shimmer in the shades in comparison to the Mitzah Dior palette, but they are similar in tones. So do I recommend this palette? Yes and no. So price-wise, it is $130, so definitely keep that in mind. It is very expensive for an eyeshadow palette, and I feel that if this was a full face palette, which some people with some skin tones definitely can, like with myself, I definitely can't use this as a bronzer. I feel like these are too dark. They just don't work well with my complexion, but as a blush, as a highlighter, and as an eyeshadow, I can certainly use this palette. But if you feel that you're only going to use this palette as an eyeshadow palette and you already have these shades in your collection, then this would be an easy pass. So something else that Dior did come out with most recently are the Dior Addict lip maximizers. I love the lip maximizers. Shade number 001 is my all-time favorite. I always repurchase that one and I use it daily. I love these lip glosses so much, and they just came out with a whole range of new shades. Some of them are very intense and the packaging looks different as well. But for the new collection, I did end up choosing shade number 26. This one is in, let's see here. This is an intense mauve. I did look at swatches and I thought this looked really beautiful. So let's go ahead and apply this lip with the look today. Ooh, look at that pigment. Okay, so this shade definitely does have a lot of shimmer, but it actually looks really pretty. I don't believe that Dior changed the formula to the lip maximizers. Definitely let me know in the comments below if they have, but I don't believe they did. So it still has that little bit of a tingling type of sensation that causes that plumpiness, but it doesn't plump your lips too much, which I just love this. I love the formula to this. I always go back to these. And I just love this shade. It's so pretty. I did first want to start off with one shade just to kind of see what it's like. And that is really my New Year's resolution this year. I don't want to get like a whole bunch of one release. I want to try it out first and see if I really love it. Then I'll recommend it to you guys and tell you, hey, it is worth to kind of purchase multiple shades within this line. And this is one of those. I already love the 001, so I most likely will purchase that one the next time just so that I can have the new packaging, of course, when I'm done with the one that I already have. And maybe even some reds. I might go for a couple of reds because they look quite intense, but this is beautiful. It's so pretty. I think it goes well with the actual palette itself. And yeah, I'm really happy with my purchase this time from Dior. And that is my review of Dior's new spring collection for 2023. I can't believe I'm already saying 2023. It feels like 2022 just flew by, but I am glad to see some spring collections already coming out. I love spring colors. I love pink. I think pink looks very flattering on the eyes and also on the cheeks, and I really do like this palette over here. I just think that it was kind of a little bit overkill for the spring, and otherwise the lip maximizers are a definite must. If you haven't purchased one of the new shades, then I definitely would highly recommend you do so. As usual, I will link everything down below in the description box, so be sure to use the links if you are interested in anything that I reviewed for you today. So definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.